I hope you're excited to check out yet another WORX product from their PowerShare line. This is their pressure washer, and isn't this thing sweet? I'm excited to check it out. If you're new here, my name is Jeff, and this is Jeff Reviews for You. I review a whole lot of products. I specialize in reviewing as seen on TV items. Every once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like to. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click the bell below. That way you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. One more thing, don't forget to check down the description for my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I would love it if you would follow me there too. Now, let's take a closer look at this WORX 40-volt PowerShare pressure washer to see if it's any good. Recently, I had reviewed this WORX 40-volt leaf blower, and I actually used it to clear off the debris on this deck in preparation for restaining it and such. And as I started taking up some of the boards that were rotten, I noticed that more and more of the boards, and well over 65–70%, needed to just be replaced. And as I calculated my cost and long-term maintenance, I ended up just opting for the Trek decking. But as I'm putting this in, I noticed that there's a lot of this decking that is really just soiled and dirty. And so today, I want to try out the WORX 40-volt HydroShot. It's their pressure washer on the WORX PowerShare. Now, this pressure washer is about 450 psi, so it's not as strong as your typical gas-powered, but we're going to see what it can do here on this porch. So here is the main point of operation for the HydroShot. It's the actual trigger part. This is beefy. It feels heavy. This front here feels more like a rubber. This is a heavy-duty plastic, but I will say this has a significant weight to it. This is where your two batteries go. Now, I did not opt for the one that came with the batteries because I have 6 of the PowerShare batteries. I just didn't feel like I needed that. If you don't have any, you might want to consider getting the one with the batteries. All right, this is the cool part. You can actually stick this into any fresh water, whether it's a lake, a pool. I happen to have a bucket here. You do not have to have this hooked up to a faucet. Now, they do have the attachment so you can, but I thought that was pretty cool. So if you're out at the lake, you want to clean your boat, you just drop the one end into the water, and there you go, you're spraying off your boat. Here's that connection that I was talking about right here that you could use. It also has the different heads here, and then there's the arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to get my batteries, and we're going to spray off this deck. To hook the hose to the bottom of the pressure washing handle, you just pull this part down, stick it up, get in there, make sure it's nice and tight. As we insert the handle, you can just see it goes in like this, and you can just do a quick quarter turn, and you are locked in. The final part that we attach before we put the batteries is the tip. Make sure this goes all the way in and you test it because you can actually shoot the tip off. Now, you do see there the different angles already on here, so you can twist them as you need to, but they're already attached here to the head itself. Now let's put our batteries in, drop our hose in the bucket, and get pressure washing. All right, so here we have our hose going into the bucket. Now this is the filter. You don't use this if you're using like a city water pressure or whatnot, but you do use it for this case. They have this clip that goes on the side. You can clip it on the side of a bucket somehow. Let's see, it goes like that. Yep, and it just clips on the side. I might break it. All right, so that's supposed to just hold it there. It's interesting to have this bobber. I think you're able to slide it to your height level, so you could actually submerge. That seems like it's not wanting to go down there, does it? All right, so it looks like we're in. Let's test it out. All right, we are all hooked up. The battery's in. I have this on the 40-degree tip there. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna prime it. There's no water in the hose, so we pull this down and pull the trigger. And now it's bringing the water in. It'll get there in just a second. There's the water. Now we can pressure wash our deck. I will say, this was heavy before I added the batteries and all the attachments. Now this is really heavy. I will get a weight on it, but it's a lot heavier than you think it will be. Plus, I've now switched this over to the 15-degree spray because you can see this line of almost like red dirt or clay going down, and this does not actually do anything against it. Now, that's probably because the max of this is only 450 psi, and yes, I'm used to a 3500 psi pressure washer, so cleaning off surface dirt, yes, but this dirt is deeper into the wood. You might need something a little different, or you might need some solution to help with it. Determining how long the HydroShot actually works is not that easy because not all WORX PowerShare batteries come in the same amperage. These batteries right here happen to be 2.5 amps, but I also have 2 amps and I have 1.5 amps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test these ones as in the best case scenario for me. Behind me, you can see that's a 17-gallon bucket full with water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cleaning some of my lawn equipment. I'm going to spray off my car. I'm going to spray off my camper. And then we're going to see how long these batteries last and how much water is left in the 17-gallon bucket after the batteries run out.
This thing ran for a full 22 minutes before the batteries finally went out, and it drained the entire 17-gallon bucket of water. There was just a little bit left, but this tube, it couldn't have got it because it wouldn't have reached the bottom. What are your thoughts of this pressure washer? Would you want one? Nah, not so much. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you.
A couple of observations I have. So every time you let go of the handle, this trigger falls back down. So even if you're just like readjusting your hand and you're spraying, readjusting your hand, well, that goes back. So then you every time have to go and re-engage this. There is nothing that I found that will keep the safety lock down. That's kind of frustrating. If you're pressure washing near some things like plants, or maybe you're just worried about getting 450 PSIs up against something to ruin it, you can switch it from 450 to 290 just by clicking this button right here. Watch this. So we're on 450. We're going to push the button. You hear how it got quieter, and it's putting out now 290 PSI.
In this video, we were looking at the WORX 40-volt pressure washer in their PowerShare line. So what are my thoughts? First things first, I love the portability of it. I love that you can just use 2 batteries, use it up, put 2 more batteries in, and keep going. Plus, that tube that you can throw right into the lake or a pool or a bucket and just use water from any real source, I love that. All right, so what didn't I like about it? I was really kind of disappointed. I knew when I bought it, it was only 450 PSI. I knew that because I read it on the description, but I still thought it was going to have some more power and really put out some more pressure. I was able to spray off the siding of my house, and yeah, it cleaned up. It just wasn't like my typical pressure washer. My thoughts, yeah, you could use this for cleaning a boat, drop that tube into the lake. You can clean your car, your lawnmowers, and that kind of stuff, but for me and my usage, I would rather just stick with the gas-powered one because it's more convenient and definitely more power. Anyway, that was my thoughts of this WORX pressure washer, the HydroShot. If it's something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the WORX 40-volt HydroShot, their power pressure washer. You know what? In this video, I referenced my leaf blower by WORX, so I'm going to link that right up here. And if you've already seen that, I have some other WORX products that I'm going to link right up here. And I would love it if you would click on one of those 2 links. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you at those videos. So go ahead, click one. They're safe, I promise.